This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Don Petronovich Gymnasium. Right around the corner from Standing on a Corner. And we're going to have a matchup tonight. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets travel over to Old Route 66 to take on the Winslow Bulldogs here in Don Petronovich Gymnasium. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. As we're going to segue right into our Ace Hardware keys to the game, and that's going to actually segue into our Summit Healthcare Injury Report as we are going to actually honor America. We're going to take a minute break, folks, and come back and bring you the rest of our Summit Healthcare Injury Report and our Ace Hardware keys to the game. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as they introduce the Winslow Bulldogs before the national anthem here. And we're going to have our Ace Hardware keys to the game. And like I said, that goes with our Summit Healthcare Injury Report as we listen to the Alan Parsons Project and Sirius drop down on Retronaut here in Winslow, Arizona. And the first thing mentioned is we have been told that J.C. Ghani for the Winslow Bulldogs will most likely play. However, Taylor Tenegith for the the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets is out for the evening. She's in street clothes on the bench. So Winslow gets one of their talented players back, and Blue Ridge is going to be down one of their talented players. So each team going to have to adjust offensively and defensively to have those young ladies accounted for being back and missing. So this is our Ace Hardware keys to the game, along with our Summit Healthcare Injury Report. As now we're going to take a break, and as we honor America here in Winslow, we'll come back in a minute, and we're going to bring you the exciting action of this evening.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Hey, Neil. Welcome back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. As I am Aaron Hewish, we have Mel in the truck. We have Camden and Robin on the cameras tonight. A fantastic evening of basketball as the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets are here to take on the Winslow Bulldogs. And we are going to have Nels, Jocelyn Nels, jumping against Ashlyn Smith. Ashlyn Smith with a clear height advantage, and this ball is going to go up as head referee Neil Yazzie comes to the middle, and he's going to toss us up. And folks, there it goes, and we are underway as Blue Ridge controls the tip as that goes to Paxson. A little bit of a different starting lineup here for Coach Tenagith and the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Of course, last night, for those of you who hadn't seen or watched, we had the Miami Vandals. That's a long three-pointer. Shot by Wool, no good. Rebound to Smith. I believe Smith's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. As the Miami Vandals came in and made the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets struggle a little bit would be an understatement. Very large margin of victory. As Smith's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. First one is up and good. Ashlyn Smith, a solid free throw shooter for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, as that's the first points of the game. First points for Smith. Here she goes. Next shot up is good. 2-0 early lead for the Yellow Jackets very early on in this game. As I mentioned earlier, we're here at Retro Night. All the music. Winslow pulled out the old pant-style button-up, warm-up bottoms with the old printed Bulldogs on the front. And I guess always an exciting night. I know there's a couple schools around here. And the funny thing about it is you look back in the day, and these girls and boys are wearing the shorts like they did in the old 80s. That's going to be Miley Hamlin. That's going to go up. She's going to hit the bottom of the rim, but we're going to get whistled, and we're going to get a foul. And that is going to be, as we get a nice replay of Miley going up, as I believe that's going to be on. Hamlin's going to shoot a couple, as they're going to whistle Nels for her first team foul. First one's good by Hamlin. Early lead for the Yellow Jackets. I was speaking to Coach Janine Barton before the game, and that's when she told me that number 10, J.C. Ghani, will most likely see some minutes tonight. And I asked her some questions about the 3A East. And I asked her, and she said, other than Sholo, she feels like everyone's evenly matched. Some big matchups going on. Of course, Sholo been absolutely dominant in the 3A realm as they are ranked 1. However, one of their blights on their record comes at the hands of those 2A Miami Vandals, who we saw last night. And I got to be honest, folks, for a girls basketball team, that is a solid team top to bottom. As Paxton's going to bring the ball around underneath to Smith. Smith spins, outlet to Wool. Wool back to Smith. Shot by Paxton, no good. Rebound, Winslow. 4-0 here early on. Great job by our camera crew on our replay as the ball goes to Favai. I don't know how to say the full name, but we're going to go with Favai with inside Yazzie. Yazzie no good. Rebound over Smith's hands. Now it's going to be controlled. It's going to bounce around. It's going to be controlled by the Yellow Jackets. That's going to belong to Wool. Wool down the court, top of the key, drives the lane, shoots. That one's going to be good, and Wool's going to put it in for her first points of the game. 6-0 Blue Ridge lead as Hamlin, pesky Miley Hamlin, doing everything she can, getting the ball back, and we have another steal. Wool with the ball, steal. Wool with the ball at the top of the key. Comes back to Wool at the top of the key, looking inside for Smith. Ball's going to be driven. It's going to go out of bounds, and referee Brian Sosi is going to say that went out on the Yellow Jackets. Ball is going to belong to the Bulldogs as we have a quick substitution here as Makita James checks in for her first minutes of the game. Favai on the far side. In the middle to James. James over to Balone. Balone looking, guarded closely by Wool. To the top of the key. Winslow moving it around, looking for an inside break. Plenty of time on the shot clock. inside to James, and that's going to be a push, and that's going to be a foul. And that is going to be a foul on the floor. And we're going to have a ball out for Winslow. That's going to be blown to inbound. Long inbound pass to James. James over to Balone. Balone three-point shot, no good. Rebound is by, I believe that's Red. Red with the rebound for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets into Wool, who brings it down the middle. Inside to Smith. Smith back over to Wool. Three-point shot, no good. Folks, before we get going too much longer, let's take a look at our sponsor. Sholo Ford is our overall sponsor this evening. Ace Hardware with our keys to the game. Comfort Fit Dentures with our three-point shots tonight. As, whoa, we had number 15 for the Bulldogs, Jocelyn Nels, come in. No, we're going to get an offensive foul, and that is going to be an offensive foul on the Winslow Bulldogs. It'll be controlled by Blue Ridge. Comfort Fit Dentures will be sponsoring our three-point shots this evening. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. 1-888 Glassman. Deemer's Glass, Lakeside. And they will be sponsoring our Deemer's Glass Woman of the game. Summit Healthcare with our injury report. Honda Ski and Outdoor with our halftime and post-game show. Northland Pioneer College, and as I failed to mention earlier, when it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College with locations in Apache and Navajo County. Northland Pioneer College. Horn Auto Center, and they're going to be sponsoring our drive or drives of the half. Last night we used a series of plays for both teams to get back in the game. As Horn Auto Center with our drive of the half, and then Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will be sponsoring our free throws. So we've already had a couple Mountain Mobile Auto Glass free throws. As that is going to be good by number 15, Nels, for the Winslow Bulldog. Nels with her 4 points. As that goes into Paxson. Paxson drives the lane, and she is going to be fouled. As that is going to be the 4th team foul on the Dogs this half, and that's going to put Paxson at the line to shoot a couple. Hamlin coming over to the bench to get instructions from Coach Tenejith. First free throw is good for Paxson. 7-2 lead. Paxson at the line. Second shot is good, and Blue Ridge is perfect. 6 for 6 from the line. Ball out of bounds, and that is going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Fumbled by the Yellow Jackets. Ball back to Winslow. Nelson's up with the ball inside. There is Ghani. Ghani back inside. Ghani been a solid player in the 3A East. Coming into team, not sure what she's had. I believe it was a knee injury, if I'm not mistaken. That is a three-point shot, and that is good by Favai. Taylin Puhufavaya with a three-point shot, and that cuts the lead 8-5. Blue Ridge on top. Over to Red. Red to Wool. Inside, and I believe that's Paxson. Paxson has it knocked away to Smith. Now Smith puts it in for 2. That's Ashland's 4th point of the game. 10-5 lead. Blue Ridge up on the Winslow Bulldogs. The Dogs and the Jackets. Long three-point shot. That is going to be good. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot by Caitlin Balone. 10-8 lead. Lead's been cut. Hamlin with the ball. Hamlin inside to Paxson. Paxson dribbling around, bringing it. Paxson inside to Red. Red now about a 15-foot jumper, no good. Red's going to grab a rebound, put it up, no good. Rebound with the Bulldogs with a chance to tie it. Balone with the ball. Balone dribbling it up the court. Balone now at the top of the key. Over to Puhu Favai. Favai now on the left side of the lane, right side of the lane on the near side. That's going to be good, and that's going to be Makita James putting it up for 2, and this game is tied with 2:07 left here in the first quarter. Out of bounds, that's going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, and that's going to bring Jewel David in for the first sub of the game. David, the senior, checking in for, I believe, that is number 20, Natashba Yazi, as Mr. Brian Sosi coming over to the table, checking to make sure everything's okay. Great crew, Mary Freddy, Brian Sosi, Neil Yazi, provided to us by the Arizona Interscholastic Association. 3 of the best in the area. I'll maintain that as Ashlyn Smith puts another 2 in, and it is 12-10. Blue Ridge back on top. Blue Ridge inbound the ball up 12-10. Inside to Ashlyn Smith. Smith over to her right. It is going to be, well, it's just plain intercepted by Balone. As now Balone being guarded by Hamblin. We're going to get a foul on Hamblin, and that is one of the risks that the Hamblin sisters, I assume, run, is that they play so aggressive. Sometimes there's a little knock, as we're going to have Leilani Hamblin checking in, I believe, for Miley, as that is going to be the second team foul on the Yellow Jackets. Winslow to inbound. Balone with the ball. And that is going to be David in the game for a couple. And we're back to 12-12 tie here early on in Blue Ridge High School. For Blue Ridge in Winslow. And that is going to be a three-point shot. That is going to be a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot by Lexi Red. 15-12 is the seconds tick off. Shot clock a little bit behind the game clock. Three-point basket, no good. Rebound is Smith. Smith battles it. It's going to have it. 24 seconds left. Shot clock is off. As we're going to get a three-point shot by Wool. No good. Rebound Smith. Smith over to, is that Paxson? Yes, it is. Paxson for 2 points. As the seconds are going to tick down, 17-12 lead by Blue Ridge in this, the first quarter. As James is going to have it over to Balone. That is going to be James at the top of the key, and that's going to end the first quarter with a miss. This is Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we join you for the start of the second quarter with the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets with a 17-12 lead, as we had Balone and Favai knock down three-pointers for the Winslow Bulldogs. However, Lexi Red answered with one of her own to get that little bit of a lead, as the alternating possession belongs to the Winslow Bulldogs. That's going to be James inbounding the ball to Balone. James inside. James has knocked away by Paxson. However, Paxson cannot control it. So we're going to have the ball out, and it is going to stay with the Winslow Bulldogs. Over to the far side. That is Balone. Balone, right-handed floater, no good. Rebound Red. Red to Wool. Wool's going to bring it across the time stripe. Missing Tenejith right now, as Wool's going to shoot a long three-point shot. No good. Rebound Smith. Smith puts it back in. That is a good 2 points for Ashlyn Smith, as that is her 8th point of the evening. As we like to thank all those who make these broadcasts possible. First of all, we'd like to thank our technical director, Mel. Does a fantastic job. Camden helping train some camera operators. Robin on the camera doing a fantastic job as always, but also the great hospitality by Mr. Brian Lang, the athletic director here at Winslow High School, for allowing us to come over and promote these young athletes on the night. That's going to be Red. Red is going to have it knocked away. Lonnie Hamlin's going to get it inside to Paxson. Paxson, no good. Fight for the rebound, and we're going to get a stay here. So that is going to be a foul on the Bulldogs, as the foul's going to go on Jewel David. That is going to be her first personal, first team foul for the Winslow Bulldogs of the second quarter. Shots up and good. I think that was Paxson. I'm not positive. Actually, I think that was Wool that put that one up and in. Wool for two. As we're going to have a walk. That's going to be issued to Henling. Henling seeing her first action of the night. Winslow with the rebound. Ghani with the ball. Ghani looking like that knee's not bothering her too much, as we had Balone. A little bit of an inside pass. Missed by Yazi. As that's going to be up. That's going to be another 2 points by Wool. Wool, fantastic job of getting it inside. As Balone's going to bring it over. Back now to James. James, right side at the top of the key. Henling wanted a three-pointer, now backs off. Henling looking, throws over the top. James is going to tip it, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, up 23-14. As number 11, that is Shandon King, as well as number 12, Kaya Talashi, check into the ball game. And Blue Ridge is going to make their own substitution. This is going to be Lacey Tenagith in the game for the Yellow Jackets. As I'm down here courtside with some off the mark. Back to the Yellow Jackets as Wool's going to bring it forward. 3-point shot by Tenagith, no good, as that's going to go. It's going to kind of bounce off, but it still went off the Yellow Jackets. Ball belongs to, as we're going to get a 30-second timeout. We're going to take it as well. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
This is
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back. Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com, as Balone is going to inbound the ball, down 23-14 to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Balone over to James. James to King. Back to Balone over on the far side. Top of the key, left side. That was going to be a give and go, and that was just Balone wasn't able to finish that off, as Tenagith's going to hit the ball. Tenagith to Hamlin. Hamlin dribbles back to Tenagith, but it is knocked, and it is actually secured by James, but as she goes to dribble it, it goes off her knee, out of bounds, ball to the Jackets. Inside to Tenagith. Tenagith, wow. Tenagith with a right-handed scoop shot, and that's going to go in, and that's going to extend the Blue Ridge lead to double digits. Inbounded to Paxson. Paxton long, no good. Rebound by Balone. No, that is not Balone. That is Balone of the Bulldogs. I couldn't tell if it was 30 or 33 as ball goes inside to Nels. 3-point shot by Balone. That is good. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot for Balone. As we're going to get a good make, as that believe it's going to belong to Smith. Blue Ridge 27-17, back to a 10-point lead for the Yellow Jackets as Wool's going to bring up the ball. Wool over to the far side to Tenejith. Back to Wool. Wool dribbles to her right side. 16-foot jumper, no make. Didn't even catch any iron as now Favai brings it down the court, sends it over to Nels as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a travel. And that's going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets as Ghani is going to sub back in, doing a good job of keeping Ghani in and out. Winslow looking to bring the ball across. Inside to Favai. Favai's going to be fouled, and that's going to be called on Paxson, as that is only going to be the second team foul for Blue Ridge of the half, as that is going to be the second foul on Paxson. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, 27-17, and Favai at the line to shoot a couple. Favai's first one is off the front of the rim, no good. As Red is going to check back in. And I think that was Paxson subbing in for her. Nice shot of Favai there. She sets, puts it in. Second one is good. That's going to cut the lead back to single digits for the Winslow Bulldogs, in reach of the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets as Wool crosses the line. Over to Tenejith, back to Wool. Smith in the middle now with the ball at the free throw line. Smith to her right, dribbles back out, going to go to Leilani Hamblin. Hamblin back to Smith. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time as we're going to get a whistle, and Ashlyn Smith is going to be called for a travel. Wasn't sure from our angle if that was going to be a travel or if it was going to be called the alternating possession jump ball. Can you imagine nowadays if we jumped those off? I'm not talking girls game, boys game, where the two people tied up in the jump ball had to bring it to either center or the tops of the keys to jump it. Like in the old school days, that would be an interesting game. Of course, it would make the game last a lot longer. So we got to all favor the alternating possession. And my understanding is, I think we mentioned this in our broadcast Friday night, as Winslow off the mark, but Winslow 3 offensive rebounds in a row now as Ghani's going to get it. Ghani's going to try to throw it off the feet of one of the Blue Ridge players, and that's going to be pulled in by Favai. My understanding is back in the early days, and probably not too much more than the Peach Basket days, is that after every basket, it was brought to the middle and re-jumped. So if you had somebody who could dominate center, you could essentially win the whole game with a jump. Now, I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure we could look that up. As Hamlin's going to now get the ball. Hamlin with a nice drive underneath. The Hamlin girls, very aggressive. They are absolute defenders for this squad, and that's going to be Red. Lexi Red for a 2-point shot for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Now Winslow over to Favai. Favai intended pass for, that's James intended pass for Favai. No good. Blue Ridge off the mark. It's going to get rebounded by Red. Red's going to lose it. Now Hamlin gets the ball back, and Hamlin goes up, and she's going to put the ball up and is going to be fouled. As folks stay tuned tonight, we have the boys game playing after this. Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets coming off a very tough loss at home last night. Or excuse me. Whoa, I'm thinking about the girls. Very tough loss for the boys last night. A very tough game for the boys in a win over the Miami Vandals. The Miami Vandals had a 21-point lead at one point in that game, and Blue Ridge was able to come back in the second half and win that one. The girls had a very hard time with the Miami Vandals team, but the boys was a very close game, went into overtime where the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets prevailed over the Miami Vandals. And I was actually asked the question in pregame as I was visiting with some folks around here at the table, and the question was posed is Winslow's going to get the ball, and we're going to have Ghani inside, and now it's going to be a three-point by Malone. That is going to be good, and that's going to chip in to that Blue Ridge lead. Blue Ridge up by 10. As we were talking in the pregame with some of the people around the table here, talking to some people who were at the game last night, and the question was posed, and I would pose this to you who have seen it. Did Miami lose the game, or did Blue Ridge put it on them and win? And my thought was that Blue Ridge absolutely came back and did everything they needed to do to win that game. Whereas the Vandals, I didn't see an absolute collapse sometimes like you see on teams. That's going to be Paxson. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound is Nels. Jocelyn Nels to Malone, to the near side, to Francis. Francis looking. Now gets it to Nels. Over to Malone, three-point shot, good! And that is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot by Malone. That is her 12th point of the game. As we tick down the seconds to halftime, as it's going to go, and we're going to have a 31-24 lead here from Winslow High School. We're going to take a break and come back and give you our halftime show. This is Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Got that one before. I had David. I checked on this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I checked it before the game, but I must have not got, you know what, I didn't have to look. I checked Boyd. I didn't know WINSLOW. Welcome back to Show Low Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we head to our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show as we're going to run down the scoring. First for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, Miley Hamblin with 3 points, Lacey Chenigith with 2, Anaya Paxson with 9 points on the game, Red with a 3, Talia Wool with 4, and Ashlyn Smith has 12 on in the first half. As for the Winslow Bulldogs, Nels is 2, Makita James with 2, and Caitlin Balone is going to lead all scorers with 14, Favai with 4, as well as Maria Ochavarria, not Jewel David. I had that one wrong. I cannot get the names right in my book. I try and I look, but missed that one. As she is going to end with 2 points on the evening. So as we're going through this is Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show, and as we look, if Winslow has any hope and get back in this game, they're going to have to do it on the hands of Caitlin Balone. JC Ghani back for her first game in a long time with that knee injury. has not been a factor offensively, although we've seen her defensively a few times kicking the ball in and out. And Blue Ridge, what they're going to have to do is they're just going to have to keep feeding it inside to Ashlyn Smith, as she is close with all scoring, but she has 12, 2 behind Balone of the Winslow Bulldogs. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back and bring you the second half. This is a Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we start the second half with the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets up with a 31-24 lead, as we're going to flop the court, and Winslow is going to be heading to their bench as Blue Ridge is going to go to theirs. We have inside pass to number 15. That is Nels, and Nels is going to go up for 2 points. Nels for 2 early on in this second half. Blue Ridge with the ball down. Hamblin over to Paxson. Paxson shot no good. Rebound by Red. Red saves it out of bounds. Inside to Miley Hamden. Now inside to Smith. Smith up. No good off the mark. And it goes. And Ghani's going to have it for the Winslow Bulldogs. Ghani getting her first minutes, or excuse me, starting the first minutes of the second half, as that's going to go inside. That's going to be up and good. And that is Favai for 2 as she adds to her point total on the evening. 1 minute gone by here in the first minutes of the second half. Inside to Smith. Smith takes a bounce. Smith's going to have it knocked away, and that is going to go off Smith's foot, and that is going to belong to the Winslow Bulldogs and head down their court. As Ballone's going to bring it in. Blue Ridge going to get that. There's going to be a nice basket there by the Winslow Bulldogs, and Blue Ridge are going to take a timeout. We're going to take it too. This is Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back. Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets taking a quick timeout to try to cap these Winslow Bulldogs scores. They now have gone and put themselves with only a 1-point lead as Red's going to get the ball. Red's going to pass it over to Hamblin. Miley Hamblin. Back over to Wool. Wool inside to, I believe that is Red. No, that is, yes, that is, no, that's Paxson. So Paxson now is going to steal the ball and bring it long court pass to Wool. Wool's going to collect it and allow her Yellow Jacket teammates to come down as Paxson gets the ball. Over to Red. Red shot, no good. Rebound Smith. Smith up. That's going to fall for Ashlyn Smith here. Her first points of the second half. As Balone getting inbound the ball, Balone and Smith tied for all scores. Balone with 4 3-pointers in the first half. Balone inside, now stolen by Smith. Smith looking to kick it to an outlet. Outlet is Wool. Wool over to Paxson. Paxson dribbling down to her right. 8-foot jumper, no good. Rebound Red. Red's going to be out to Wool. Wool, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound is Nels. And Favai and Nels fought for the ball, realized they were on the same team, and gave it up. Ball back to Balone. Favai takes one step, shoots a 3-point shot. That one's going to be good as Favai drains another 3. And Favai creeping up there, helping her cause in the score column. Wool with the ball. Paxson now with it in front of the bench. Red, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound is by Ghani. Ghani outlet pass to Balone. Balone, nice, easy layup. He's going to put another 2. Her first points of the second half. 33. Winslow now up 35-33 on the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Blue Ridge had that 1 bucket in this half, and that one's going to be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 3-point shot by Anaya Paxson. And that's going to put Blue Ridge back on top 36-35. 4 minutes and 38 seconds here left here in the third quarter. Ashlyn Smith with the steal, now gives it to Wool. Wool running 2-on-2. Over to Paxson. Paxson 3-point shot, and that's going to be another Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot as Paxson has got the hot hand and puts her team up by 4 after briefly being down that 1 point. Winslow in no hurry as Balone methodically brings it across the time stripe this evening. On the far side to Nels. Nels over to Balone. Balone wanted that 3-point shot. However, she's being guarded by Wool. Inside to Ghani. Back to Balone. 3-point shot for Vi. Whoa. That is going to be good. So, folks, it looks like we're just going to start shooting the ball from beyond the arc and see who comes up with it more than the other team. As we're going to have a drive by Paxson. Paxson is going to be whistled, and there's going to be a foul. And the Winslow faithful do not like it. That's going to bring Tenejith and that is Makita James into the game for one for the Tenejith for the Jackets, James for the Bulldogs. Blue Ridge to inbound. Long shot, no good. Rebound is Nels. Nels gives it to Balone. Winslow in no hurry. Winslow waiting on the transition game. Over to Ghani. Ghani now on the far side, dribbles to the middle. Top of the key, Ghani. Dribbles to her left. Now gives it inside to Yazi. Nels with the ball, far side. Inside to Yazi. Yazi up, no good. Rebound, Wool. Wool brings it across near side, then to the middle for Blue Ridge. Inside to Paxson. Paxson, 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Smith. Smith holds on to it briefly, and it is going to be off Smith and belong to the Winslow Bulldogs as Miley Hamlin checks in, most likely for, Leilani Hamlin checking in for Miley Hamlin. It is nice once you call a few games of these teams, you start getting to know the athletes' names, and but at the same time, switching those two around is pretty rough because not only I'm pretty sure they're related, but I'm pretty sure they're sisters, and I'm pretty sure that they look very similar. Long 3-point shot by James. That's going to be no good. Out of bounds, belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. As we look forward to our boys game this evening, as one of the things that we'll get into is it looks like Begay is not going to be dressing tonight as he wasn't last night for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Whistle and a foul. Foul is on Balone. That is for first personal. That's going to be second team of the second half. Lacey Tenagith. First bucket's good. Second one, good. And that is going to give Blue Ridge another 2. 40-38 breaks the tie and puts them up 2. Balone with the ball. Long three-point shot by Nels. Off the mark now. Here comes Blue Ridge. Paxson over to Hamblin. Hamblin to Wool. Wool tries to get it inside to Smith. It's knocked away. Battle for the ball. Back into Wool's hands. To the middle to Paxson. Over to Tenagith. Good! 2 points for Lacey Tenagith. 42-38. Blue Ridge on top as Winslow's going to get a timeout. That's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take it as well. This is Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back, folks. Just under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter with Blue Ridge on top, 42-38. This is Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as Blue Ridge up on the Winslow Bulldogs, 42-38 with 1:57 left, but Winslow has the ball and going to inbound it as that's going to be James bringing it up the court. Winslow does not push it very often up the court, playing very methodical, not playing like they're behind, although they're not. As we're going to get a whistle. Oh, we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be called on Smith. I believe that is Smith's first personal. That is going to be the second team of the half. First one is good by Nels. Blue Ridge with the ball, up 2. Two-point basket by Blue Ridge. Nels to inbound. Nels bringing the ball up the court. James to shoot. James no good. Rebound by, let me make sure I get this name right. Okay, number 40, I believe is a foreign exchange student, we've just been told. And not really sure how to pronounce her last name, but her first name is Maria. So we're going to go ahead and go with Maria. And Blue Ridge up by 4, 44-40, 58.3 seconds left here in the third quarter. Winslow down by 4, but 4 team fouls on the board as Wool's going to bring it into Hamblin. Hamblin over to Paxson. Paxson, long-range three-point shot, no good. Rebound is Smith. Smith inside, Smith up, no good, out of bounds, and that is going to stay here for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Paxson to inbound. Hamblin over to Wool. Wool inside to Paxson. A wide open Smith calling for the ball as Ghani's going to take it. Ghani's going to go down with Hamlin guarding her. Ghani puts it up for two. No good. Rebound Wool. Jackets now on the run. The far side by Wool into the middle to Smith. Smith puts it up. Bounces. Finally falls for two. Ashlyn Smith puts her Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket team up 46-40. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. As Ghani dribbles behind her back, being guarded by Hamblin. Ghani in the middle to Nels. Nels inside to Favai. Off, and we're going to get whistled. We're going to get a foul. I believe that's going to be Ashlyn Smith, and that's going to be her second personal. That is going to be the third team of the third quarter. As remember, folks, we have 5 team fouls before we shoot a couple. The days of the 7 and the 1 and 1 and then the 10 with 2 are done with, which I like the speed of the game. I really like how this helps. However, there was something about those fourth quarter games, getting those team fouls and forcing teams to go to the line and miss and make. But I understand for safety and for concern, it is what it is, so that's what we're going to go to. We're going to take a break. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back, Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. As we head to the fourth quarter, this is the Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off to the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College with locations in Navajo and Apache County. As Blue Ridge clings, dare I say, to a 6-point lead with 8 minutes left in this ball game. Wool at the top of the key. Every basket for both teams is kind of pressure at this point. There's a ball inbound to Smith, and that's going to be Paxson into Smith, and Smith's going to put another couple on Smith. And Ballone are in our running for our Deemer's Glass woman of the game. However, we got to see how this game plays out. But this is the most points I've seen Smith put up for her Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets team in the games we've watched, and she has done a fantastic job. And not only is she doing that, she's playing defense. However, I think she's going to get whistled, and that is possibly going to be her. No, that is going to go against Paxson. So that is going to be Paxson's third. So either one of those, it would have been their third. That is going to be the first team foul, as we're going to go to the line and shoot a couple for the Winslow Bulldogs on retro night here at Winslow High School. I saw a couple of the boys coming out to shoot earlier, as the first one by James is no good. And the boys wearing some nice retro threads is going with the old maroon and gold horizontal stripes from yesteryear, as the girls came out in their button bottom warm-ups, and there was a day where those were in style, folks. Second one is missed, 48-40. Excuse me, both of them missed, 48-40 inside. Blue Ridge for Smith. Smith's going to put up another two, and that is going to put Smith leading all point getters, as Ballone has kind of gone silent under that 1 point to start the beginning of the third quarter. Ballone has gone kind of silent with those 4 threes. Had some, and this is going to be a long three-point shot. That is going to be Favai, and that is going to be a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot, and that cuts the lead to 7. As Paxson over to Hamlin, Hamlin underneath, Hamlin through the legs of Smith, as it's going to be tipped out on Wool, and that's going to belong to the Winslow Bulldogs. Nice crowd filtering in for the end of the girls' game. Probably going to be here for most of the boys' game, as Winslow, always good facilities, always good basketball here in Bulldog country. As there's Favai inside to, I think that's Nels, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul, and that is going to be Paxson's. That's going to be Paxson's fourth, and that's going to be the third team. And those fouls could be a factor, as we move into the end of this ball game with Blue Ridge up 50-43. Gani to inbound. Gani over to Nels. Nels over on the far side. Goes to her right, back to Gani. As James trying to set a screen on Hamblin. Hamblin doing her best to keep down. Into Balone. Balone's going to lose it, but that's going to be kicked out to Favai. And Favai is going to put up another three-pointer, and that is a teeth-shattering Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot as that cuts the lead to 4. Winslow kind of on the move right now as we have a struggle for the ball, and Winslow, that's Gani diving after it, and I'm hoping that that knee holds up for her, but she's coming up with nothing hurt. As we're going to take a timeout. Go ahead and take a minute, folks. We're going to come back and bring you to the end of this one. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as Balone inbounds to James. James is now going to bring it across the time stripe with 6 minutes left. Down 4 points. Winslow on the run. Balone looking for 3. Inside to Nels. Nels wanting to throw it over to Favai, far side, and she does now. As Favai throws it inside to James. James back to Favai. Favai three-point shot off the mark. Air ball, no good. And that's going to be gathered in by Wool. However, Wool's going to send it off her shin, out of bounds. Bulldog ball. 5 minutes, 41 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, 50-46. Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets on top of the Winslow Bulldogs. Inside Nels. Nels, two-point shot, and she cuts the lead to 2 points. Blue Ridge in their away blacks, trimmed in purple and gold. Winslow in their home whites, trimmed by the traditional maroon and gold, as that's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to fall. And that is going to belong to the Winslow Bulldogs. Winslow in their whites, like I said, maroon, trimmed with gold. Maroon lettering, trimmed in gold with the script Winslow on the front. Balone on the far side to Nels. Nels now turns back in three-point land on the near side. Over to James, over to Favai. Favai, NBA range. No good. Rebound is going to be Red. Red takes a couple steps. Now she gives it to Tenejith. Tenejith bringing it over the center court. Back to Wool. Wool to her left. Now inside. Outside to Red. Tenejith. No, that was Wool. No good. As long court pass by Gani. Inside to Balone. Balone up for 2. As Red did everything she could desperately to get that ball, but no go. And now we are slotted and tied at 50 here in this game. Wool with the ball. Wool to Red. Red 16-foot jumper. No good. Off the mark to Balone. Balone gives it back to Gani. Gani guarded by Hamblin. Back to Balone, who brings it across the time stripe. She takes it over to her right to the far side. Now inside to Nels. As that's going to be knocked away briefly by Wool, but going to end up in the hands of Nels. Nels over to Gani, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds, and that is going to belong to the Winslow Bulldogs. Tipped out of bounds by, no, we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Mr. Brian Sosi says got her on the arm. That is going to be a foul, and that is going to be the third team foul. And I believe that is going to be Wool's second team foul. Deuces Wild on the board, 22 with her second team foul. In the middle as Balone inside. Nels back down, Beck down now. She throws a left foot jumper, kisses it off the glass, and that gives the Winslow Bulldogs a 2-point lead. 4 minutes left halfway here through the fourth quarter. Wool down the ball, coast to coast. Wool puts it in for 2. And I got to say, folks, she went by 4. I count that 4 Winslow defenders on her way to the basket as she put that in for 2 as Talia Wool getting back in the action in the second half. And that's going to be kicked around, knocked around, stolen. And Smith's going to get credit for the steal over to Red. Red to Hamblin. Hamblin, step, outside. 3-point shot by Hamblin, no good. As that's going to be blocked. Not Hamblin, excuse me, Tenejith. It's going to be blocked into the hands of Smith. Smith misses the layup, no good. Long court pass to Balone after all that was sorted out. Balone's going to put it back in for 2. And now we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul as Boulogne has 14, 16, 18. Smith with 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So Boulogne leading her team with 18. Smith leading the Jackets with 20 points on the evening. Woolda inbound. Now to Paxson. Paxson going to do the ball handling duties. Over on the far side to Red. Red three-point shot. Good. And that is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot. Just over 3 minutes left here. Blue Ridge up by 1 with that three-pointer. 55-54. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Over to Favai. Favai back to James. James on the line. 2-point shot. No good. And that's going to be rebounded by Favai. Ghani has it. Ghani twist, puts it up and in. And we're going to get us a foul. It's going to be a shooting foul. That's going to be on Leilani Hamblin. And that is going to be Hamblin's first. However, that is the team fourth foul, and that could be a huge factor going down the stretches. The next team foul, no matter where it is, unless it's a player control foul, puts the Winslow Bulldogs on the line to shoot a pair. Ghani's first free throw attempt, no good. Whoa, she came pretty close to stepping over, but held off just enough not to get a lane violation. First one, no good, down 1. Ghani at the line. Second shot, up. That one rattles off the front of the rim, but it goes good. Paxson with the ball. Paxson inside to Smith. Smith, no-look shot. Off the rim, no good, and that's going to be handled by Red, and that's going to belong to the Winslow Bulldogs as Ashlyn Smith had kind of a little bit of an uncontested layup, but was a little too far under the basket. That one goes off and in. Tough break for her. We're tied. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter as that's going to be Boulogne. Long court three, no good. Rebound is by Favai. No good. Rebound Boulogne, no good. Smith now with the ball. Smith kicking it outlet to Paxson. Paxson over here. Right-handed fake, no good. She's going to be fouled. And it's always interesting to me when they go and you look at the replay or even that play right there, the players put their hands up like I didn't do anything, but as you watch it, you realize they not only put their hands up, but they checked them with the body inside as we get a look at Ghani here. And actually the foul is going to be called on Favai, and that's going to be her fourth as Blue Ridge now, she makes her first one, and that gives them a 1-point lead. She makes her second. We're going to get timeout. We're going to take it, folks. It's a Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we are set to bring you the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds of regulation here from the Don Petronovich Gymnasium. Around the corner from Standing on the Corner in Winslow, Arizona. Don Petronovich Gymnasium, named after the legendary Bulldog girls basketball coach Don Petronovich. Probably some of you listening to him played for him. Many of you know exactly who I'm talking about, as did many great things here in the community of Winslow, was a part of this community. And as far as I'm concerned, Winslow has 2 of the most legendary coaches of high school sports in the Northland area, and that's Art Griffith, the baseball coach for many, many years, and Don Petronovich, the basketball coach. And actually, Coach Art Griffith is sitting 2 seats over from me at the front table, keeping the book, always being involved with his Winslow Bulldogs. Was a actually a great baseball coach for many years. So we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Hamblin. And that's going to put Ghani at the line, and Ghani's first one is good, and that brings Ghani's Bulldogs within 1. Ghani looking for the second. Blue Ridge over the team foul limit. Ghani's second shot is good, and we're going to have us a tie ball game. Minute 55 left. I am not sure, folks, of the timeout situation. I think Blue Ridge has 1 or 2, and I think Winslow has 3. As Red with the ball, Red's going to get it stolen away by Ghani. And we're going to get a foul, and that's going to put Ghani at the line, who is going to shoot a couple. And I'm not mistaken, folks, but I believe it's a knee injury by Ghani. It's a meniscus tear, and as Coach Barton told us at the beginning of the game, it is going to be her first game back. And I was talking to Coach Mike Brogan last Friday over in Snowflake, and one of his questions is, I wonder when Ghani's going to be back, because Snowflake had already played these Bulldogs twice, and he was thinking that Ghani was just going to make a huge difference, a very good basketball player, and has excelled on this Bulldog basketball team. Ghani is a senior this year, so unfortunate for her, missing a lot of the season with that knee injury. And oh, folks, those knee injuries can get you, but it's good to see Ghani back in maroon and gold as her second shot's good, and that's going to put her team up 1 with 1:43 left. Now Blue Ridge with the press break on. There's the ball, Hamlin. Hamlin across the time stripe. Hamlin going down now to her left. Back to Tenejith. Hamlin now to Wool. Wool in three-point land. Settles towards the top of the key. Paxson inside scoop. That is going to be good for 2, and that is Anaya Paxson. As folks, we are going to stay here for a little bit and give you the post-game show, but don't go anywhere until this one's over with. As there's Balone inside, or over the far side to Favai. Back to Nels. Nels in, out. Back to Favai, and that one, I think Favai expected Balone to cut to the basket, and Balone was standing out there in three-point, just a miscommunication between players. With Blue Ridge with a 1-point lead, under a minute left to play. Tenejith with the ball here on the near side in front of her bench. Tenejith to her right as Tenejith moves to the middle. Tenejith scoop shot, no good. Rebound is, Tenejith ends up with her own rebound, and that's going to give them a 3-point lead. As we're going to get a timeout by the Winslow Bulldog. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to stick it here for a little bit because we're going to start our Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show. As we're going to start our post-game show, start it now. We'll see what happens. We could have overtime, for all any of us know, with these three-point shooters for the Winslow Bulldogs. So first of all, we got to look at our Horn Auto Center drive of the half. And our Horn Auto Center drive of the half is going to be simply the little exchange we had with Winslow getting back in this ball game at the start of the third quarter. So that is going to be our Horn Auto Center drive of the half. In that space and time, we had Favai with 3 3-pointers and was able to claw back and get within now 3 of this game. We're going to stick around and wait to give our Deemers Glass Man of the game because we don't know what's going to end up. We have Ashlyn Smith, who is absolutely in the running tonight, leading her team in scoring. Caitlin Balone done a fantastic job. Also, I'm going to have to sit and say J.C. Ghani, who although hasn't put a ton up in the points department, I have her down for 5. Just seeing her back on the court and directing traffic, making her Bulldog teams look a lot more comfortable. As 61-58, the Yellow Jackets lead, 35.4 seconds left, and now Balone brings the ball in. Balone settles just past the 28-foot line at half court. Over to Ghani. Ghani, long 3-point shot, no good. Rebound by Favai. Favai looking, now to Ghani. To James. Ghani back to her left. Ghani, long 3-point shot, no good. Rebound Jackets, and that is going to be Wool, and Wool's going to be fouled by Favai. And a chance to come close to putting it away. As we're going to get a timeout, we're going to take it to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. 61-58, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets lead by 3 as they're going to inbound the ball with a lot of pressure from the Winslow Bulldogs into Hamlin. Hamlin dribbling, Hamlin's going to get a quick foul, and they're going to be whistled, and that's going to be Makita James on the foul. However, that's only the fourth team foul for the Winslow Bulldogs. Therefore, Blue Ridge is going to have to bring it in as Wool is getting ready to inbounds. Blue Ridge setting it up, and that's going to be Tenejith. Tenejith in the center, and Tenejith's going to be fouled, and that's going to send her to the line. Foul's going to be called on Nels 15 as Tenejith's going to go to the line and try to ice this game with 5 seconds left. Although, folks, nothing is a gimme in high school basketball. We need, if you're a Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket faithful, they need Tenejith to make at least one of those as Winslow pulls to the key. Blue Ridge pulling all their players out of the key. First free throw is no good, and that's why we shoot them. They're called free throws, not gimme throws. I don't know if that's even the right term I want to use, but which we're using right now. So here is Tenejith for her second. That one is good. That's going to give them a 4-point lead. We're going to get a timeout by the Bulldogs with 5.0 seconds left. As folks, we're going to go ahead and award our Deemer's Glasswoman of the game. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside 1888 Glassman. And our Glassman of the game is going to be Ashlyn Smith, and as of right now is leading all scorers with 20. She has been our Glasswoman of the game quite a bit. Some notable others is Paxson into the game with 3 3-pointers, 16 points overall. But Ashlyn Smith leading all scorers, Red with a couple 3-pointers, and the story of this game has been 3-pointers on both sides. That's why we have a 62-58 game with 5 seconds left, and Blue Ridge with this 4-point lead. So congratulations to Ashlyn Smith. Once again, our Deemer's Glasswoman of the game. As we now are going to look at our Horn Auto Center drive of the half, and I'm going to go with just getting the ball inbounded right there. I had one earlier, but this one's better. As we get Blue Ridge bringing in the ball for those two getting to the line and doing their best to get this 4-point lead. So we're going to go and watch the last 5 seconds tick off the clock in this game, and we're going to see what happens. Never count a team that shoots 3 well out of a game like this, as we're going to have Balone to inbound the ball. Balone's going to inbound. James is there. Blue Ridge is back on defense as Hamlin is guarding Ghani pretty close. There's the ball in. Ball goes to Nels. Nels, long 3-point shot, no good. Rebound Smith, and that's going to do it. 62-58 your final as the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets defeat the Winslow Bulldogs here at Don Petronovich Gymnasium in Winslow, Arizona. This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Shola Ford, Ace Hardware, Comfort Fit Dentures, Deemer's Glass, Summit Healthcare, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto Center, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We have the boys' game of the visiting Yellow Jackets and the Winslow Bulldogs. Thank you, and we'll see you in a few.
This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kokoliki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region,